welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a bunch of items that will be available in May's Polish Pickup Shop. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like seeing my Polish Pickup videos each month. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that button while you're down there. I upload new nail polish videos every week. The shop will open on May 6th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and it will be open through May 9th. If you're new to Polish Pickup, it's a monthly collaboration between a lot of different indie makers. They create a limited edition item under a common theme, which this month is National Parks and Landmarks. As the name suggests, the shop mostly offers nail polish, but you can purchase a lot of different items: body care, nail care, hand care, wax, jewelry, and tons more too. I'll leave all of the sites and social media you need down in the description box, as well as some more details on how Polish Pickup works. And of course, if you have any questions about items that I share with you in today's video or on Polish Pickup in general, leave those down in the comments and I or someone else, I'm sure, will be happy to help you. And as always, we have a lot of items to look at today, so let's go ahead and get into the swatches. If this is your first time checking out one of my Polish Pickup videos, I do share all of the offerings I have in rainbow order. We don't have any reds this month, so we're jumping right into our oranges with by Dany Vianna's beautiful offering. This is called Ibis Scarlat. I hope that's how you say it. And it's described as being a red, orange, neon jelly base with a sprinkle of gold foiled aurora shimmer. It's going to retail for $13 and will be capped at 400 bottles. You all, when I put this on my nails, I went, oh my gosh, formulas don't get better than this. It was pretty much a one coater. I feel like I could see a little bit of nail line showing through maybe on that first coat. So I did go in for two, but gosh, the pigmentation was perfect. There was no patchiness. It was smooth and easy to work with, no running or pooling. And I don't know what they're talking about with a sprinkle of gold foil shimmer. This thing glows in the orange. Oh my gosh. Perfect for warm weather. This is going right into my summer rack. I am in love. This is one of my top picks this month, in case you couldn't figure it out. Pictured are two coats of Ibis Scarlet with a glossy top coat. The next gorgeous orange offering we have this month comes from Sassy Sauce Polish, and it's called Zion Sunset. It's described as being a rustic cream base with strong rose shimmer. The price will be $12.50, and this will be capped at 300 bottles. So the base is like this gorgeous yellow leaning orange, but it's definitely got a burnt quality to it. And I just love the way that bright pink shimmer flashes in that base. This was another one with an incredible formula. It was smooth and easy to work with, no brush strokes, and a bold punch from that shimmer. I had it fully opaque in two coats. Really, I couldn't see much nail line in the first coat, but I did get deeper color that was a little bit more rich on the second coat. So I think two is going to be perfect for everyone with this one. Look at that glowy shimmer. So here's what Zion Sunset looks like with a glossy top coat. I absolutely loved how this one looked on me. I thought it was such a flattering shade of corally burnt orange, and I have nothing like it in my collection. It's so pretty. It's one I could definitely see myself reaching for in late summer, early fall. And here's what it looks like in some sunlight. And you can see it's almost got like a multi-chrome feel with it, with how intense that shimmer is running throughout. Gorgeous. Pictured are two coats of Zion Sunset from Sassy Sauce Polish. Our next gorgeous shade comes from Night Owl Lacquer. It's called Delicate Arch, and it's described as being a pale peach linear holographic with rose gold to gold shifting shimmer. The price for this will be $13, and it will not have a cap. This one also had a fabulous formula. Those of you who are also fans of two-coaters are going to really appreciate this month's offerings because there were so many two-coaters this month. Yeah, even this light shade was fully opaque for me in two coats. And this is when my nails are on the longer side for me. Not for many of you, I know. But I couldn't see any visible nail line, and that's a problem I regularly face. I can see any visible nail line in two coats. It was stunning and perfect and fully opaque. So here is what 2 coats of Delicate Arch looks like in some indoor studio lighting. And already check out that vibrant holographic. Wow. Just wait till you see it in sunlight. Now I'm going to be honest for a second. I was a little bit hesitant on the shade initially. Peaches, I don't usually like. Oh, okay. Sorry. Totally lost my train of thought there for a second. Are you seeing this? This is what it looks like in the sunlight. Like, come on. As I was saying, not a fan of peaches. I'm a fan of this one. I am holding on to this baby. It is gorgeously holographic and I love the shimmer. Pictured are 2 coats of Delicate Arch from Night Owl Lacquer. Next up from Paradox Polish, we have From Sea to Shining Sea. Oh, I'm sorry, you all. We're still raspy over here. It's allergy season still. But this is from Paradox Polish. It's called From Sea to Shining Sea, and it's described as being a white Crelly glitter bomb with neon blue and green glitter, hollow flakes, and reflective glitter that show the reflective glitter reflecting our oceans. It's going to retail for $13. It will not have a cap. Whew. This polish I could have put with the greens. I could have put it with the blue, so I kind of decided to put it somewhere in the middle. I guess I could have put it with a white too, but honestly, this has so many glitters in there. It pretty much looks green and blue on the nails. You really don't see too much of the white base with this one. Because of all the glitters in here, this one is pretty thick. It might even need to be thinned down a little bit with some thinner, but I definitely recommend going in for thinner coats because it builds up very quickly. I found that I could no longer see my nail line in 2 coats, but when I did go in for 3, which is what I did for my full hand swatch video, I couldn't see any of the white Crelly base, so it's kind of like a choose your adventure kind of thing. If you want that Crelly look, go in for 2. If you want more glitter, go in for 3. Now I did end up pairing this with a smoothing top coat and 2 coats of glossy top coat, and I still had some texture. Like I could feel it. It wasn't super noticeable to look at, but I could feel the texture. So I would recommend for this one 2 coats of smoothing top coat and then a glossy top coat on top, and that should make it super smooth. But y'all, it is a glitter bomb. Scrubbing this off is going to be tough, so soak it off or peel off base coat. And this one, yes, has reflective glitters. So here is what it looks like under phone flash. They are beautiful, beautiful, but this one is one that's really pretty in regular lighting or under flashlight because it has all of those elements. So pictured are 3 coats of From Sea to Shining Sea from Paradox Polish. Up next is Bluebird Lacquer's contribution. This is called Rock of Sages, and it's described as being a bright green shattered holographic with a subtle emerald blue shift. This is going to retail for $12.50, and there will not be a cap. You all, if you're a fan of Bluebird Shattered Hollow, you're going to want to grab this. If you're a fan of green, you're going to want to grab this. It is amazing. Another standout this month for sure. Fully opaque in 2 coats. I think 2 coats will be perfect for everyone. And it just sparkles so beautifully. And colors like this, any time of year, I could see myself wearing this in summer, spring, fall, or winter. It truly doesn't have a season. It's perfect all the time. So here's 2 coats of Rock of Sages with a glossy top coat and some indoor lighting. And even though we're not in the sun yet, we can already see that gorgeous hollow sparkle. And here in the partial sun outdoors, we can see more of that subtle emerald blue shift. Can you imagine this? Midday, summer sun. Stop it. That sounds gorgeous. Pictured are 2 coats of Bluebird Lacquer, Rock of Sages. Up next is Wildflower Lacquer's offering. This is Arctic Passage, and it's described as being a deep cyan blue base with purple to pink to orange shifting shimmer, magnetic holographic pigment, and scattered hollow flakes. This is going to retail for $13.50 and will be capped at 600 bottles. This is another one with just a mind-blowingly beautiful formula. Pretty much a one coater. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful unmagnetized. I actually maybe would wear this one unmagnetized. I thought it was gorgeous either way. So I applied the magnet, held it for 60 seconds, and this was the result. You can see it's got kind of like a lighter, more aqua-y line running throughout, and it contrasts with the darker blue kind of on the sides. It is a subtle magnetic effect. The maker, Taylor, said she did that on purpose, so you could have the choice for how to wear it. I really can't choose. They are both so stunning. And that purple, gosh, that purple glow, gorgeous. So here's what Arctic Passage looks like in the sun. Of course, that only makes the hollow pop even more. I feel like the magnetic line is more noticeable outdoors as well, and you get a lovely shift from that shimmer. It's just summer in a bottle. Pictured are 2 coats of Arctic Passage from Wildflower Lacquer. This month, Pretty Beautiful Unlimited is giving us a wax melt in the scent green tea. It is described as having a refreshing blend of tea leaves, light floral notes, and sweet, fruity citrus finish. It's going to retail for $6, and there will be no cap on this item. So this, oh my gosh, is so light and refreshing. Got a little bit intimidated by those floral notes in there. Sometimes I'm not very fond of fragrances with floral notes, but they are done so well in this fragrance. It smells fresh, it smells light. I would honestly love if my entire house smelled like this. And it's got really pretty, super sparkly glitter on top, flakes. That's always a really nice touch. Oh gosh, I cannot wait to melt this. It smells delicious. Next up from Cupcake Polish, we have Big Bend. This is described as being a navy blue nail polish with gold to green multi-chrome shimmer and a hint of silver reflective glitter. This is going to retail for $13 and there will not be a cap. I was very pleased with how this went on. It had a wonderful jelly base, and although it does have those reflective glitters and they pack a punch because they are silver reflective glitters, it does not by any means feel like a glitter bomb. It did dry to a textured finish, but I think with a couple coats of regular quick dry top coat, you may be able to smooth it out. I ended up using a glitter smoother one coat and a glossy top coat, and it looked beautiful and was very glossy. So here's what 2 coats of Big Bend looks like with a glitter smoother and glossy top coat in some indoor lighting. The multi-chrome shimmer in here shifting from that gorgeous like green to gold against the blue was so very pretty. I almost thought for a second that this must have some hollow in it, but it doesn't say that in the description, so don't quote me on that. And here is what it looks like under flashlight. Do you see what I mean? Like it doesn't take over the polish because it's not a glitter bomb, but man, that silver reflective glitter shines so bright. Absolutely beautiful. Pictured are 2 coats of Big Bend from Cupcake Polish. This month, DRK Nails is offering their Wonder Oil. It's going to retail for $8 and will be capped at 200 tubes. So this oil has a wonderful list of ingredients. It's a jojoba base, so it sinks into the skin well. It's got lavender oil, which helps with inflammation, lemon oil, castor oil, vitamin E2, apricot oil. I find it has a very pleasant fragrance. It kind of smells a little spa-like with a combination of lemon and lavender. And yeah, this is actually the oil I have sitting on the ledge on my staircase right now. I keep oils sprinkled all around my house, so I never have an excuse not to use them. And this is one of my absolute favorites. I can't get enough of it. Huge fan. DRK's polish offering this month is called Pantanal, and it's going to retail for $13. The cap is TBD, which means we don't know what it's going to be yet. If you like it, make sure you add it to your wish list. That way the maker knows there's interest there, and sometimes they up the cap when you do that. So this one I don't have a description for, but I would describe it as having a beautiful light midnight blue base. It's got blue metallic flakes. It's got copper flakes and a stunning like yellowy green, sagey green magnetic line running throughout. Do you see that? Yeah, it's pretty complex, really reactive to that magnet. This one was very easy to apply. It went on evenly, very smooth. I ended up building it to 2 full coats and then adding a third coat and magnetizing the third coat. I always like to build my magnetics here more recently up to full opacity and then magnetizing the final coat just so that no nail line shows through. So here's what it looks like built up in 3 coats before the magnet. I applied the magnet, held it for 30 seconds, and oh my goodness, here is the finished look. Striking. I love how the blue looks against the green. I love the copper in there. This one is gorgeous. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. On my ring finger there, I did not magnetize. I just left 3 coats alone with a glossy top coat. I love seeing that magnetic line shift as you move your hands around. I feel like it's especially satisfying with this one. And yeah, this is unlike anything I have in my collection. Pictured are 3 coats of Pantanal from DRK Nails. Our next offering comes from Indie by Patty Lopez, and it's called Mumtaz Mahal. It has a blue, teal, and black metallic flakes, multi-chrome flakes, micro hollow flakes, and silver reflective glitter mix. And I believe that's all in a clear base. Price is going to be $13 for this one, and this will be capped at 350 bottles. So because of the clear base, this one was pretty sheer on that first coat, and even built up in 3 coats, I still could see some nail showing through. So I am going to show you what it looks like layered over a base color as well. In 3 coats, I loved how this looked. I thought it was really pretty and sparkly on its own. It concealed my nail and my nail line enough to where I was still comfortable wearing it, even though I'm not a fan of sheer polishes, but it definitely looks gorgeous as a topper as well. Because of the reflective glitter and all those flakes, it does dry down slightly textured, but it might be fine smoothing out with just a glossy top coat. It wasn't as textured as like a glitter bomb. So here's what it looks like built up in 3 coats. And on my ring finger, I have it over a gray, which I will link in the description box. That's 1 coat over the gray. Gorgeous either way. And I love a versatile polish. This one is so pretty. And here is what it looks like under phone flashlight. Wow. Very sparkly. I love the mix of flakies in here. And again, just love it anyway. 3 coats, 2 coats, 1 coat as a topper. This one's a win no matter how you wear it. Pictured are 3 coats and 1 coat of Mumtaz Mahal from Indie by Patty Lopez. This month I have Envy Lacquers offering to share with you. This is called Katmai, and it's described as having blue and teal flakies, blue and teal reflective glitter, and a red shift. It's going to retail for $13 and will be capped at 300 bottles. Oh my goodness. I have just been swooning over Envy Lacquer lately, and this is no different. The combination of flakies in here and the shimmer, the gorgeous red underneath, it's so interesting. Because of all the glitters and flakies packed in here, I did find that this one was on the thicker side. And because of that, it built up to full opacity for me in just 2 coats. I think 2 coats would suit most people, but for this one, if you've got longer nails, there's a chance you can need 3, but I really do think 2 will suit most. This one will dry down slightly textured. I ended up adding a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, and removal will be a little bit difficult and potentially messy. So here's what it looks like, built up in 2 coats, glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. I think this one might have a clear base too, but it's just so chock full of all of those different elements that, man, the opacity was just, it was there. It's really impressive. And here is what it looks like under phone flash. If you're not super huge on the reflective glitters, I'm sorry to say there are a lot of them this month, but I've got to say, even though I'm not big on them either, I absolutely love what the makers did. This one is so interesting regardless of the lighting. Pictured are 2 coats of Katmai from Envy Lacquer. Our next contribution comes from Fair Maiden Polish, and it is called La Dame de Fer. It's described as being a blurple with a striking hot red aurora shimmer filled with reflective glitter. This is going to be priced at $12 and there will not be a cap. The formula for this was really, really good. I found that the reflective glitter, there just seemed to be the perfect amount, enough to get a gorgeous sparkle under the flashlight and in regular lighting too, but not so much that the polish felt thick. It will dry down slightly textured though. I would recommend a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, and I reached full opacity in 2 coats. Oh my gosh. Spoiler, this is another top pick for this month. As soon as I saw it, even with the reflective glitter, like I mentioned earlier, not my favorite, my breath was taken away. In fact, I'm considering putting this in my top picks of 2022 nail polishes released because I just love the intense blurple base. The shimmer really shines through, and the reflective glitter just feels like something extra. Like, this is a polish I would purchase even without the reflective glitter, and it's just like an added bonus. This is so beautiful. This is what it looks like under phone flash, by the way. Again, stunning. Pictured are 2 coats of La Dame de Fer from Fair Maiden Polish. Next up in this color family is What Addiction's contribution. This is called Petrified Blue Mesa, and it's described as being a purple tinted jelly filled with a variety of crystal flakes, extra sparkly glitters, and blue shimmer. This will retail for $13 and will be capped at 150 bottles. On application, this one really took me by surprise. The first reason is because it looked to be blue to me in the bottle. And then once I put it on my nails prior to reading the description, I was like, oh, this is a purple polish. But that blue shimmer and the way those flakes flash is so intense. It really does, depending on the lighting, make this look like it could be a blue or blurple polish. I also thought this was going to build up to full opacity in 3 coats, but as you can see, there's still a little bit of visible nail line there. If you're not a fan of that, you will want to pair this with some kind of blurring base coat. But here it is with a glossy top coat in some indoor lighting. Again, we see a purple base, lots of blue flash, and those flakes are fabulous. And here's what it looks like in the sunlight outdoors. This one I actually thought was a reflective glitter polish when I first received it, because the hollow glitters in here are more sparkly than most hollow glitters I've worked with. They are beautiful. And because I just couldn't get enough, here's what it looks like in lower lighting. You can see those flakes really steal the show, and it looks a little bit more blue in low lighting, which is interesting. Pictured are 3 coats of Petrified Blue Mesa from What Addiction. Next up in our little purple group, we have MTK Design's contribution. This is called Spirit of St. Helen, and it's described as being an ash-tinged pale celery green when warm to periwinkle blue when cool, thermal, with a bit of purple mid-temp transition, and it's accented with a sprinkling of copper and pink sparkles as well as copper shimmer. This is going to retail for $12 and there will not be a cap. So this curly base is definitely one that leans creamy formula-wise. It was relatively easy to work with. I did end up with a little bit of patchiness, which was especially obvious when this polish was in its warm state, but I'm gonna blame that on overworking the polish. I think as long as you don't overwork it, you shouldn't experience that issue. And you can see how quickly it transitions from that cold periwinkle state that definitely leans purple to that gorgeous springy celery green. And then here on the bed of my nails, you see that mid temperature shade, that lighter purple, and then on the tips, the more periwinkle. So here's what it looks like: 3 coats with a glossy top coat, and that kind of trithermal quality that this polish has really gives you a neat looking ombre on the nails. And here's what it looks like built up in 3 coats in its warm state. And I am such a fan of this shade of green on my nails. I've been wearing them all month, these light, fresh, springy greens. I don't have any other thermal polishes that have this periwinkle to green transition, so this one was definitely unique to my collection. Pictured are 3 coats of MTK design, the spirit of St. Helen. This month, Glisten and Glow brings us Northern Lights at Acadia. It's described as being a reflective glitter polish with flashes of blue, purple, green, and silver. In low or regular lighting, which is what you're seeing now, you get a beautiful gray polish with purple undertones. And then once you take it under flash, you really see that blue, purple, green, and silver reflective glitters. Because this polish is a reflective glitter balm, it builds up super quickly. So I'd recommend going in for thin coats. I was able to reach full opacity in 2 coats, no problem. And I think 2 will be perfect for everyone. I don't see anyone needing more than that. Because it's got lots and lots of glitter, removal is going to be challenging. So I would recommend a peel off base coat, or you could soak it off. I'd also recommend a glitter smoother for sure with this one, and a glossy top coat. So here's what 2 coats looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. And you can see here under my studio lights, it is a purple leaning gray. I felt like it was closest to the purples I have to share with you today. And you get flashes of that reflective glitter. This one was beautiful, of course, under flashlight, but those reflective glitters were very sparkly just in regular lighting like you just saw. And here's what it looks like under phone flash. I loved seeing the blue, purple, and green all together on my nails. This one was another one, super unique. Pictured are 2 coats of Northern Lights at Acadia from Glisten and Glow. This month, Glisten and Glow brings us their cuticle remover in the scent Calm Seas. This 1 ounce dropper bottle will retail for $12.99, and I do not believe it will have a cap. So I've used Glisten and Glow's cuticle removers before, but I've never used them in this dropper bottle, and I have to say, I am a big fan. I don't think actually used a cuticle remover in this kind of container before, and I found the experience to be very pleasant. I had more control than I do over most like tilt upside down and drop it on my nails, those kind of bottles. I also felt like it was a little bit more hygienic than a brush or a nail polish bottle filled with a cuticle remover. And it did a very effective job. I've actually used this 4 times, which is a lot since I've gotten it, but I really enjoy it. It doesn't seem to dry out my nails too much. I have a feeling that's because of the coconut oil that's added in here. It does a very thorough job, but I felt like it was overall pretty gentle, and it does have a light, breezy scent. Next up from Fancy Gloss, we have Be Free. It's described as being a thermal that's purple when cold and bright pink when warm. It's got violet shimmer and tiny reflective glitters. This is going to retail for $12.50 and will be capped at 300 bottles. This one was really satisfying to apply. I think again, because it has those smaller size reflective glitters, it was not too thick going on. It applied evenly, very smooth, and had kind of a jelly-like base, curly-like base. And it reached full opacity for me in 2 coats, even in its warm state, which I was very impressed with. This did dry down with a little bit of texture because of those reflective glitters. I used a glitter smoother, but you might be able to get away with a regular top coat on this one if it was on the thicker side, and removal will be difficult, so soak it off or peel off base coat. So here's what it looks like built up in 2 coats, glitter smoother and a glossy top coat in its cold state. You can see it's a really flattering primary purple. I'm absolutely loving purples right now. I can't get enough purples. I can't get enough greens. So I thought this was beautiful. And then here is what it looks like in its warm state. It's a fabulous bright pink, kind of like a fun bubblegum type shade. And I'm so jealous of everyone who's got those long nails, because I've seen swatch photos of this going from the purple to the pink, like the ombre thing, and it looks amazing. And my nails just aren't long enough usually to do that. but still a beautiful polish in either state. And here's what it looks like under flashlight. Although these reflective glitters, there we go, are not the largest I've seen, they pack a punch. This one was gorgeous under flashlight. Pictured are 2 coats of Be Free from Fancy Gloss. This month from KB Shimmer, we have Superior Sunset, which is described as being a fuchsia-leaning magenta nail polish with color-shifting shimmer that shifts blue, green, aqua, and sometimes indigo. This one's going to retail for $11.50, and there will not be a cap. No surprise, this one had excellent coverage. If you've got nails that are shorter than mine, you may even be able to get away with 1 coat. But I did go in for 2, and I think that will suit everyone. I think nobody's going to want more than that because it's in danger of getting a little bit thick. This is all glitter, so it is going to be very difficult to remove, peel off base, or soak it off. And I would definitely recommend a glitter smoother as this does dry down quite gritty. So here is what 2 coats looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. You can see it's got, I feel like that pink base has some brown undertones to it. And if you're wondering how it compares to There's a Nap for That, There's a Nap for That looks a little bit deeper in its base color. And of course, There's a Nap for That has all that warm tone shimmer, orange, pink, maybe red, whereas Superior Sunset has blue and green shifts. And here is what it looks like under flashlight. Dazzling. Pictured are 2 coats of KB Shimmer Superior Sunset. Coming to the indie pickup shop from KB Shimmer is their well-known sugar scrub in the scent Mixed Up Mango. So scent description for this, it's got a slightly floral mango scent with tart yuzu and juicy lychee berries. It's got just a hint of watery cucumber accents as well as sugary vanilla and coconut cream. It's going to retail for $10 and it will not have a cap. As a mango lover, I approve. Oh, it smells delicious. It's got that fresh mango scent, but it also has just a little bit of like sweetness that I feel like comes from probably the vanilla, maybe the coconut cream, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like delicious mango candy. Definitely transports me to the beach. And if you've never tried KB Shimmer Sugar Scrubs before, they are an important part of my weekly nail care and pedicure care routine. They help slough off dry skin, yet they keep my nails and the skin around my nails feeling moisturized because they have a lot of really nourishing ingredients: olive oil, castor seed oil, cocoa seed butter, shea butter that help exfoliate but without drying out your skin. And this tub is huge, $10 for an almost 10-ounce tub of scrub. One of these lasts me 2-3 months, and that's with regular use. And now we are going to move on to some multi-chromes that have so many different colors in them. I just figured we'd look at them all together. This one comes from Vianna's Lacquer. It's called Ride Together, Die Together. And it's described as being a black-based purple to red to gold multi-chrome with gold light reflective glitter. The price for this will be $13.50, and it will be capped at 400 bottles. This one had a lovely formula. It was very opaque on that first coat, and look how that shimmer glows. I was able to reach full opacity in 2, and I think 2 coats will suit most people. If you've got longer nails or if you're going in for very thin coats, there's a chance you'll need 3, but I think 2 is going to be about perfect for everyone. Gosh, what a stunning shade. Like, it looks black, but because of that shimmer, it almost looks to be a deep chocolate brown base. And then you get the gold, and then you get the shift to gold. So here's what it looks like built up in 2 coats with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. Those reflective glitters always make removal a little bit challenging. So I paired it with a peel off base coat, and I also added a glitter smoother to get a glossy finish. Here is what it looks like under the flashlight. Wow. Looks like a completely different polish. In fact, when I was piecing this video together, I was like, wait a second, did I swatch Ride Together, Die Together under Phone Flash? I can't find it. And then I remembered, oh yeah, it looks totally different. You got a beautiful purple base and gold reflective glitter. So here are 2 coats of Ride Together, Die Together from Bee's Knees Lacquer. Our next item comes from Unicorn Magic. It's their deluxe vegan cuticle balm in the scent Rainforest Sugarcane. This is going to retail for $7 and will be capped at 200 tubs. If you haven't tried their cuticle balm before, I highly recommend it. It's another one I've got currently going in my rotation. I've got it downstairs by where I watch TV. I love this cuticle balm. It feels like a treat for my skin. It's instantly nourishing. It's got lots of really hydrating ingredients, shea butter, and you can see all of those oils that are packed in here. And yeah, it just feels like I'm doing something good for my skin, like pampering myself when I put this on. It sinks in very well. It doesn't leave a greasy feeling. It's not heavy in any way. And the scent of this might be my favorite Unicorn Magic scent I have ever tried. It's described as having scent notes of fresh lime, raw sugarcane, dewy citrus, and lush greens. It has the freshness from the greens, the tartness from the citrus, and then the sweetness from the sugarcane. And it is just perfectly balanced, in my opinion. If you're a big citrus scent lover, like I am, I think you'll really enjoy the way this smells. I love it. I want this fragrance in everything. This month, Colorista Carol's contribution is called Mosaico, and it's described as being a multi-chrome base with multi-dimensional magnetic effect, as well as holographic microflakes and UCC flakes. This one's going to retail for $13.50 and will be capped at 300 bottles. This one had another just stunning formula. I was able to magnetize on the second coat because I felt like the coverage on the first coat was just so good. You can see how reactive that polish is to the magnet, and magnetizing this one, it brings out all of that gorgeous reflective hollow goodness. So on my ring finger is what it looks like, 2 coats unmagnetized, and the rest 1 coat unmagnetized, 1 coat magnetized. Very shifty, a lot of different colors going on here. Gold, kind of like a rose gold, more of like a brown color, green at certain angles, and then many colors created from that hollow as well. Here's a different angle, brings out some of the gold and green too. And this one I thought was just so beautiful. I had to take it everywhere. So here's what it looks like out in the sun. And man, how gorgeous are those hollow microflakes? Seriously, they are jam-packed in there, and this thing sparkles. And it's just as beautiful in lower lighting too. Here's what it looks like outdoors in lower lighting in the shade, and you can see those UCC flakes at this angle in this lighting. Yeah. Pictured are 2 coats of Mosaicos from Colorista Carol. Our next multi-chrome comes from Heather's Hues. It's called Southern Lights, and it's described as being a multi-chrome magnetic that shifts between red, pink, copper, gold, and green. It's got red to orange to gold to green iridescent flakes and silver reflective glitter. This will be priced at $13 and will be capped at 250 bottles. On application, this one was another 2-coater. You all, I was beyond impressed with that this month. I love a 2-coater. I will say the formula was a little bit thick, but it's nothing that I don't feel like a little thinner couldn't make a little easier to work with. I didn't have a hard time though. So here's what it looks like in 2 coats. I applied the magnet on the second coat, and oh my gosh, this one was so reactive to the magnet, and it revealed those incredible flakes. My jaw dropped to the floor when I saw those iridescent flakes because some of them were giant. So here's what it looks like. 2 coats, top coat magnetized on my ring finger. No magnet was used. Wow. Yeah, another one I am contemplating putting on my favorite from 2022 list, and it not only has reflective glitter, It's also magnetic. Two things I don't typically love, but in this polish just blew me away. Here's what it looks like under phone flash. It kind of reveals like a grayish base and then a purple magnetic line and all of that reflective glitter. This one will be difficult to remove and you'll want to smooth it out with some kind of glitter smoother. Pictured are 2 coats of Southern Lights from Heather's Hues. This month, Heather's Hues is also offering her Cuticle Balm in the scent Flamingo Wild. Its scent description is a mix of blackberries and citrus notes. It's got lemon and bergamot blended with Vanda orchid, jasmine, and violet, all with vanilla beans and some musk. It's going to retail for $11 and will be capped at 70 tubs. This is a giant tub. It's a 30 milliliter tub. I think my label says 15, but the description I have says 30 and it's giant. Like most cuticle balms I feel like I have are half the size of this, and this is giant. So for $11, I mean, you are getting a lot of product. It comes with a seal off lid, a screw off lid, which I think is wonderful because I always have an issue with cuticle balms that the lid just comes off while it's in my purse, and then I get all sorts of purse dust in my cuticle balm. Sorry, that's gross. But it's the truth. I also find that this cuticle balm is nice and light. The fragrance is sweet, but not overpoweringly so, and it sinks into the skin very quickly. I've really enjoyed trying Heather's cuticle balms. I've always known her for her lotions, but this is awesome. It does have almond oil in case you're sensitive to that ingredient. This month, CUTICLE is offering Belle Nuit, which is described as being a black jelly base with yellow to gold and orange to gold glass flakes and silver reflective glitter. The price for this will be $13, and fortunately, it will have no cap. This one does have a good amount of reflective glitter in there, and because the flakes are on the larger side, I found that thinner coats worked best for this polish. With thin coats, I was able to reach full opacity no problem in 2 coats. If you have longer nails, I could see you maybe wanting 3 for this one, maybe. And I felt like the orange, gold, yellow flakes kind of gave the black base a little bit of like a, again, like chocolate brown look, which I did not mind at all. I thought it was a stunning combination, especially like around fall. Can you even imagine? Oh my gosh. So here's what it looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This is going to dry down very textured. So I definitely recommend smoothing it out with some kind of glitter smoother. And here's what it looks like under flashlight. You all, as soon as I put this on my nails, I took videos and sent it to everybody. I was like, look at this. It is stunning. If you are into reflective glitters, you are going to swoon when you get this in the mail. Another top pick. Pictured are 2 coats of Belle Nuit from Cuticula. Next up is Linby Designs Picture This. This is described as being a blue to purple to pink to orange to yellow multi-chrome with added holographic sparkle. This is going to retail for $13 and there will not be a cap. This one had a perfect formula. I wouldn't change one thing about it. Great opacity on that first coat. Very smooth, easy to work with, and fully opaque into. I don't think anyone's going to need more than 2 coats for this. And there were maybe a little bit of brush strokes when I applied this, but they all disappeared when this dried down. In bright lighting, you can see it almost appears to have like a black base, and then you get shifts to purple. You can see the shift here now to like a tealy green. And then as you move your hand around in other lighting, you get to see shifts to pink, to blue, to orange and yellow, and the hollow in here is stunning. And here's the proof. Here's what it looks like. 2 coats of the glossy top coat in the sunlight. The description says this has a hollow sparkle. Oh no, this has a hollow glow. Oh my gosh, it is stunning. Combined with that multi-chrome, you get lots of shifts in low light, and then you take it into the sun, you get all those shifts plus the hollow. Another one that, oh gosh, I think it's a top pick. Pictured are 2 coats of Picture This from Linby Designs. Linby Designs is also offering a wax melt this month in the scent Walk in the Park. This is going to retail for $5 and will be capped at 110. It's got top notes of vanilla bean, almond, caramel, fir needle, and orange. Middle notes of coriander, ginger, bay leaf, clove, cinnamon, birch, and cedar wood. And bottom notes of leather, amber, tonka, smoky woods, and cashmere musks. The scent is incredibly complex. Something about it when I smell it, my mouth starts to water. And I think it's from all of those gourmand notes, vanilla, almond, caramel, ginger, cinnamon. It kind of gives me like Christmas cookie vibes, holiday cookie vibes, but it has this interesting woodiness to it, as well as some spicy notes. It's very interesting, definitely on the stronger side, but one that I'm really excited to try out. Our next polish comes from Pampered Polishes, and it's called Museum of the Future. It's described as being a metallic silver base with scattered hollow and irregular black flakes. The price for this will be $12, and there will not be a cap. This one had a great, easy to work with formula. I found that it had pretty good coverage in that first coat, but I did need 3 to reach full opacity. I thought because of that metallic base that this one might have some brush strokes, but I was very pleasantly surprised that it did not. And I also was very pleased with how all of these elements work together. On paper, it sounds like a lot: metallic silver, scattered hollow, and black flakes. But the flakes are dainty enough to let the metallic silver base shine through, and the hollow just adds a touch of sparkle. I love these tiny scattered hollow flakes. They're gorgeous. Pictured are 3 coats of Museum of the Future from Pampered Polishes. Next up from Penelope Luz, we have What's Risufan. It's described as having a chrome silver pigment and silver reflective glitter. The price for this will be $13, and it has a cap of 700 bottles. On application, I realized that this pretty much has a clear base, so I am going to show you what it looks like as a topper. I found that on its own, it built up well in 3 coats. If I was looking for nail line, I could definitely see it. So if that bothers you, you might want to pair this with some kind of blurring base, or even maybe go in for a 4th coat. This one actually didn't dry down super duper textured, but I still did swatch it with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. So here's 3 coats with glitter smoother, glossy top coat. On my ring finger is 1 coat over a gray cream. I'll link in the description box. Gorgeous either way. This one was intensely, intensely sparkly. Oh my goodness. And the silver pigment has kind of like a warmth to it that makes it a little less icy, and I felt like it was a little more flattering on my skin tone. Here's what it looks like under phone flash. Also so beautiful, very, very twinkly. Pictured are 3 and 1 coats of What's Risufan from Penelope Luz. And the final polish I have to share with you today before we look at all the polishes swatched side by side comes from Noodles Nail Polish. This is called Trevi Wishes, and it's described as being a taupe gray curly base that leans gray with matte and metallic aqua, metallic silver, and metallic copper glitters. This is going to retail for $11.50, and there will be no cap. Formula-wise, I would say this one had a creamy lean to the base. It went on smoothly and very evenly. You can see very little patchiness on the first coat. I actually reached full opacity in 2 coats, and I think 2 coats would be perfect for most people. If you've got longer nails, there's a chance you'd need 3, but I really don't think so. And I think 2 coats is great as well because this one does build up very quickly. It is jam-packed with glitters, as Noodles nail polishes tend to be. Because of all those glitters, removal is difficult, I would suggest peel off base coat or soaking it off, and it will dry down quite textured. So I recommend a glitter smoother and a thicker glossy top coat. So here's what that looks like. You can see it's got a really plump, shiny finish. This one I will say I wore for a couple days and wished I had added an additional layer of glossy top coat just to continue to smooth out those glitters. But the combination of colors in here is very, very fun. Pictured are 2 coats of Trevi Wishes from Noodles Nail Polish. And now let's take a look at all the polishes swatched side by side on the swatch wheel, first in direct sunlight. From left to right, we've got by Dany Vianna. The deeper orange with the pink shimmer is Sassy Sauce. The linear hollow is Night Owl Lacquer. With the blue and green glitter is Paradox Polish. That deeper green shade is Bluebird Lacquer. Unmagnetized, that bright blue is Wildflower Lacquer. The navy blue is Cupcake Polish. Unmagnetized with the limey gold sheen is DRK Nails. With those blue metallic flakes is Indie Polish by Patti Lopez. In the center now is Envy Lacquer. The bright blurple is Fair Maiden Polish. The more purple leaning one is What Addiction. In its cold state is MTK Designs. That's the creamy looking one with the pink shimmer. The grayish purple is Glisten and Glow. In its cold state, the bright purple is Fancy Gloss. And the pink on the end is KBSHIMMER. Now let's take a look at our multi-chromes and our neutrals. From left to right, we have Bee's Knees Lacquer. The magnetic with the hollow is Coloristic Carol. The magnetic with the more visible flakes is Heather's Hues. Beside that one, we have Cuticule, the gold there. With all of that hollow is Lynn B Designs. Silver shades with the black flecks is Pampered Polishes. With all of that sparkle is Penelope Luz. And the glitter crawly at the end is Noodles Nail Polish. And one last look at them, this time in outdoor shaded lighting. From left to right, we have by Dany Vianna. The more burnt orange shade is Sassy Sauce Polish. The peachy shade is Night Owl Lacquer. With the green and the blue glitters is Paradox Polish. There with the green hollow is Bluebird Lacquer. The bright blue in the center now is Wildflower Lacquer. That navy shade is Cupcake Polish. With the gold green sheen is DRK Nails Unmagnetized. With the blue and black flecks is Indie Polish by Patti Lopez. In the center now is Envy Lacquer. The bright blurple is Fair Maiden Polish. The purple in the center now is What Addiction. The light purple in the center now is MTK Designs. The gray leaning purple is Glisten and Glow. The bright purple is Fancy Gloss. And the pink shade is KBSHIMMER. And let's take a look at those multi-chromes. Oh my gosh, they look so pretty in this lighting. And the neutrals. From left to right, we have Bee's Knees Lacquer. In the center now is Coloristic Carol. In the center now is Heather's Hues. With the gold to green flakes is Cuticule. The black base with the blue, purple, pink is Lynn B Designs. The silvery shade is Pampered Polishes. The metallic silver reflective glitter is Penelope Luz. And there at the end, we've got Noodles Nail Polish. I hope my swatches and my review helped you narrow down your wish list for this month, or maybe add to your wish list. If it did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. So those are all the polish pickup items I have to share with you this month. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts and your wish list. I'll have mine down there too. And if you're in the mood to see some more beautiful polishes be swatched, you should check out some of my recent videos. Last week, I live swatched and reviewed the newest collection from Bee's Knees Lacquer, inspired by House of Sky and Breath. I also recently live swatched and reviewed the new Stella Chroma at the Fair collection, which are available now. And I live swatched and reviewed Bluebird Lacquer's newest collection called Spring Chickens. I'll leave those videos linked down in the description box in case you want to check them out. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video and it was helpful for you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!